Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy alike, is currently filming over at Pinewood, the Cardington Sheds, and a whole lot more. However, today, let's go over something that a specific actor had to say about Star Wars Episode 9 after getting involved in an interview with Variety. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, Star Wars Episode 9, I feel like that J.J. Abrams really has to get it right in order to make a lot of fans happy around the world. Ever since the release of The Last Jedi and the backlash it received and the criticism that it got based on a lot of the decisions by Rian Johnson and what Kathleen Kennedy had approved, you know the whole deal. Now, looking at Episode 9, since this is the final film of the Skywalker saga, that is how Disney and Lucasfilm are treating this. They're using that element of the end as a marketing tool in order to make this movie into a mega event come December 2019. Now, in a recent interview with Variety, Domhnall Gleeson actually got involved and had to say something very brief about Episode 9 that could very well tie in to what we heard about back in May of the big plot leak that a lot of people were talking about on the internet. Now, this is what Domhnall Gleeson had to say in response to questions involving Episode 9. Again, the full interview is going to be linked below in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Domhnall Gleeson had this to say very briefly. "It will be epic, but it will also be surprising." So that's what he had to say about Star Wars Episode 9. And the reason as to why I wanted to talk about this is because this all has to do with his character of General Hux, and why I think it lines directly up with the plot leak that we heard about a couple of months ago back in May. So in case you guys didn't recall this, let's recap. The plot leak back in May, many people were talking about it, it was a huge subject, and that plot leak actually suggested that part of the story will explore a mole in the First Order. So essentially, somebody that is handing out information to another group out there, another organization, whether it's the Resistance or the New Rebellion or somebody else, right? Somebody is a mole within the First Order. And toward the end of the film, apparently, you do find out that it is going to be General Hux. And it all makes sense if you guys go ahead and check out the very ending of The Last Jedi, where Kylo Ren and his snow troopers or flame troopers, whatever they were, they go into that abandoned rebellion base on the planet Crate. And as they go in there, as Kylo Ren goes in there and tells them to stay by, you do see General Hux with a certain face. He's got a face, right? It's as if he's thinking of something, trying to come up with a plan inside of his head in order to overthrow Kylo Ren. So it's almost like this domino effect. Everybody's fighting for power within the First Order with Snoke, and then you had Kylo Ren who defeated Snoke and he killed him in order to gain power and become the master and the leader of the First Order, hence becoming Supreme Leader. And now it seems as though that General Hux wants that power. He wants to lead the entire army. He doesn't want to be second, he doesn't want to be third or fourth or whatever he is in this film. That's the thing here. Everybody's fighting for power, and I kind of like that concept in the sequel trilogy that we didn't really see in the original trilogy as much, right? Everybody's just doing their thing, everybody has their role in the Empire. However, in the First Order, alright, we do see this actually, taking into effect in Episode 9 of figures fighting for power. Now, sure, we saw glimpses of this in Rogue One with Krennic trying to be more of, a figure that's closer to the rank of Tarkin or even Vader in a sense. He's trying to climb his way up. So, looking at Star Wars Episode 9, if that does indeed come into fruition, where Domhnall Gleeson's character, Hux, is actually a mole within the First Order handing out information in order to come out with a deal or something like that in order to take over Kylo Ren, I think would be pretty surprising. And I think that that statement by Domhnall is definitely a little nod to what we heard about back in May. But looking at Episode 9, guys, I think that J.J. Abrams has a chance here to really revive Hux. I feel like that Hux was a whole lot better as a character in The Force Awakens than how he was in The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, you saw this huge shift in the character, where he's more comedic. He was being treated on a more comedic level by not only Poe Dameron, but by the creators themselves. You know, exactly how he was treated. He kept getting abused in the movie multiple times. I mean, he gets slammed on the floor by Hux, or by Snoke, I should say. Hux gets slammed on the floor by Snoke, and he gets choked by Kylo Ren. He gets thrown across the cockpit of Kylo Ren's shuttle, and when they're over a crate, I mean, Hux just gets beaten to death multiple times in Episode 8. So I'm just hoping that he's a more intimidating character in this movie. So let me know how you guys think about General Hux in Star Wars Episode 7 and 8, and what you expect to see in Episode 9, and what you think about Domhnall's statement there with variety. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.